I'm on a new property. Just did a little bit of e-scouting, and it's one that's pretty close to where we're staying. And I got to pick a place close to where we're staying. One, because I don't have a lot of time because I was grid searching all day. And two, because I've been falling asleep on the drives back. And I was forcing myself so much to stay awake last time that I was literally hallucinating. So I've been told that hallucinations aren't good for you, particularly when driving. I'm not sure about when you're not driving, but I guess I shouldn't be hallucinating when driving. So I'm going to a place a little bit closer today, and I'm going to make sure that I get back in time to get some decent sleep rather than the 2 hours I've been getting habitually lately. Wish me some luck. Wish me a better shot than last time. I'm pretty sure the issue was I misjudged the range, but I don't know. There's no doubt in my mind that that deer's alive, and no doubt in my mind that it's not mortally wounded. It won't be picked off by coyotes because of what I did to it. So I'm fine with that. I'm very unfortunate, or I'm very upset about the shot, but I have to move on, and you just got to keep moving as the wind blows here. As you can see, it's blowing quite a bit, but you just got to keep adapting and overcoming here. It's the only way you're gonna succeed on a trip like this. Seems like on this trip, more than half the time I want to sit on the ground and end up sitting in a tree, and more than half the time I want to sit in a tree and end up sitting on the ground. You can see what I wanted to do today, and there's no point in being in this thing. I can't strap my camera arm to it, and I don't have my tripod, but bedding, all over there, a lot of bedding, and food and water up there. They love these sunflowers here. It's wild sunflowers. Would not be surprised if they want to browse on those tonight. There's a water hole somewhere around there.
I was hunting right on that point there. Ricky was hunting right there. And when they came out last night, the guy saw them bucks cross right there. Or yesterday morning, he saw the bucks cross right there and go into that. So he discussed that they came out of here thinking they're back there. But when we actually took Ricky in to set up, we found the big buck beds were right there. So those bucks were probably bedding right there. So they were probably bumped.
Underneath those bushes there, Dan? Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So then where I saw those bucks was right at the beginning of those pines coming out. Now, Eric had already gone through there, and Rick went through there the morning before. But that's where the two bucks were standing. I saw them from up there. Now we're thinking that if they came out of here, Ricky would have saw them in that open grass. I would have saw them in the open grass. I didn't see them until they were over there. And the big buck was coming this direction when I saw them. So I'm thinking that they may have come from the backside, and Eric had some theories to that.
Yeah, I mean, if we go, once we get up there and you guys will take a look at that swamp up there, it kind of lays out the same way that this does. There's nice willows with shade cover, and it's buried in cattails. So there's no doubt in my mind it holds bedding. I mean, that's almost a guarantee.
They're still showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta go after them.
If they're here, we gotta hunt them.
There's a phrase called stupid dies. If you make mistakes, you come back after you've been slapped on the butt, you might die for it. If you come back again tonight, it might be the end of them.
I've killed a lot of deer that stopped, looked at me, and then I shot them.
Yep. You specifically target stupid deer.
Yeah, you gotta exploit the weakness, right?
Right, exploit the weakness.
I'm not gonna comment. Okay, this is where Dan saw the deer last night. We just came up to the fence line here, and we're seeing a lot of buck tracks right here. And then we saw
all that corn right there is mowed down. Yeah.
That's.
You probably want to set up here, eh?
Yeah.
Man, this property is hot. Looking at that spot, the tracks coming out of the corn appeared to be going into a woods that led to the swamp that Eric had noticed when he hunted the back. So we left Ricky there to figure this out on his own, and we headed off to another property. I kind of wanted to stay there and hunt. Eric kind of wanted to stay there and hunt, but we felt we were crowding Rick, and we wanted to give him a chance to kill one of these big bucks.
But what I did notice, even more so, was this heavy trail coming out. It's a little bit of a dead brush over here, but this is a heavy trail. I also saw a rub inside there. So I'm going to start walking in here to see what I find. Right there, pretty good rub. Some historical rubs up that way too. Here's a really heavy trail right here. Over there. I'm gonna start to follow that. It's all matted down there. I bet you they're bedding back there. Gotta go in here a little bit further. They can come from that way, out of bedding, or all right in here, out of bedding. My wind is blowing that way. It's coming from the southeast, more south. So if they come this way, they won't scent me. I'm gonna get up in this tree right here. That way I can shoot over the top this way, and definitely that way. Obviously he got my ground scent and backed out of there quickly, but he stuck around for a while, and that's what I saw the rest of the night until I came out. And on the way back on the trail I saw a real nice shooter. Obviously it was too dark, and nice rack. He was coming out of the corn. I think there's a little marsh in there, and I think they're coming out of there. So we may have to rethink where they're coming. Obviously some came from the way where I was set up, but there's also some coming from that little marsh out of the corn. So it's a wrap for day 4. We'll see what we do on day 5. I got pulled over. Back at the cabin now. I got off with a warning. I was going a little too fast in town.
I think Rick has a real good shot at it tonight. We're set up on some really good sign. So I just really hope that Rick can knock something down this evening. Turkeys are still back there and they're probably spotting me. But Dan and I are in Bob Evans National Forest, and this place is extreme hill terrain. I mean, very steep drop-offs into the draws. I actually came into one draw thinking I could cross it, and I could not, so that completely changed my plans. It was probably a 100-foot drop down to the bottom, and I'm talking a sheer drop, like everything had washed away from the side hills. So I had to turn around, and that changed my plans. And I ended up dropping down into another draw that was extremely steep. It's going to be a long and fun walk getting out of here.
Me and Eric hiked back into a big forest. I mean, this is from the truck. I'm probably in a little over a mile, and he's back in even further. And you can go in this for over 3 miles in the direction we're going. But with the steepness of the ravines and stuff, it'd be pretty hard to get that far. So I stopped at this point because I found this crossing here that looked pretty good, and there's a series of ravines and stuff in here that form a little bowl on there. And this is there's a little bit of grass out here, and this timbered section connects to this timbered section back here, which goes to some green fields up on some private land. And this trail looks real heavy here. I mean, a lot of fresh tracks on it. And there's another trail over here that's got a lot of fresh tracks on it, and some bigger tracks that goes right down and meets this trail over here. And what I want to do is walk right over here and get down close to this ravine, and I'll be able to cover any deer coming through here out of the bottoms from the leeward sides on the other side. I don't want to get into the bottom because of the swirling winds. Oh, look at that. There's a giant bed over there. Real fresh. Let's see if we can get over there and take a look at it. Yeah, the plants are cracks and there's running tracks going out of it. So we kicked this one out when we came in here. That's been used a few different times. I'm liking this area. Hopefully we're not damaging it too much. I think the deer, for the most part, are further back. I think I should set up right down in here. I can see some old historical rubs. And then I can hit that other side hill in this whole valley here. I don't think there's any way I cover everything. I picked out this little oak tree here. I got to stand one stick up. The seat is at my head level from standing above it. There's a main trail dropping down right there. There's a bunch of trails coming right through here. There's a couple trails going right through here. I think the bedding's off of there and there and over there. And I crossed on the leeward points over there. There's like a little hub down here. And I think they're going to come right up here and through this timbered area to some green fields. And we even glassed deer coming out of those green fields in the morning a few days ago. I had seen nothing, not even a doe or fawn. I'm up on the ridge about a mile back waiting for Eric to come out. I haven't heard from him. I don't think he has service. But in the background, I don't know, you see those clouds back there? There's a storm brewing. Lightning, thunder. We're a mile back in the hills.
So I just got set. It's starting to get a little bit light out.
Oh no, he just spooked. He just spooked. What happened? Oh, he's in a perfect area to set up on. Oh, he's still there. Let's go. It's a great buck. I don't know how I'm gonna get to him though. I might just pack up and go right now. I think I'm going to. As you guys just saw, I spotted a really nice buck. I'm going for that kill. I gotta loop through the cattails and I got my hiking boots on, so I'm gonna get wet. I'm also underdressed today, so I'm freezing, but I gotta get in there. I don't know where he went. I don't know if he spooked. I'm assuming he's still in there. I'm gonna get down into that bedding area. Hopefully I can stalk him and put a shot on him. I don't know whether to be patient and sit back or if I push him and try to shoot him in his bed. I think it's going to be a game time decision when I get there. I'm going to kill this deer. Shane Simpson just texted me and said he shot one and that he's getting ready to trap one. That's sweet. I was going to ask Dan if he thinks I should wait for tomorrow and see if he does the same thing, but I'm freaking killing this deer today. Know where he's at. Yo, I wish I wore my gum leaves. Bed there. Big boy over there.
No. No. Oh my God. Oh my God. He was right here. I can't believe it. If he would have just stood up and stayed still for a second, I would have killed him. God damn it! There's a giant too. So I get to shed a quick tear about that. That was the coolest hunt I think I've ever had. It would have been a lot cooler if I would have killed him. I was debating shooting him in the neck, but I decided not to. I figured he would stand up, but he just sprinted right out of his bed like you saw. It's gonna happen today. Not today, it's happening tomorrow, but I'm killing a buck. I'm killing a buck.
Today, we're finally getting into this big swamp we wanted to get into. It looks pretty big and nasty on the map, and we talked to some wardens, we talked to locals, and everybody's telling us that this place is crazy back here as far as being wet and impenetrable. So it sounds like our kind of stuff. So you can see some islands and stuff on the maps and stuff way back in there. It looks like there could be some water obstacles. We're gonna see if we can get through them. But man, we didn't get very far out of the truck. We're already hitting deer sign. I mean, I'm standing in a massive scrape. Here's the licking branch. It's actually got fresh tracks in it coming right out of this stuff. But we ain't, how far are we from the truck? 100 yards. So I at least want to get a little further unless we start seeing some fresh sign of something real big.
But that being said, it's tempting because this is what we've been seeing consistently. There's deer right next to the parking lot.
Correct. Correct. Nebraska milkweed. Look at that. Running low on supplies.
Hang those out overnight with this Nebraska wind, it might dry out pretty quick.
Oh, that don't taste like milk.
I don't think you're supposed to eat that stuff.
Deer can be bedded out here anywhere, and people think that, you know, and to some degree they do. We're running into beds. But there's a reason those big bucks bed on these points and stuff. They get into the shade under the trees, but still have this cover. I mean, you look, the sun's shining right down in there. Those things would bake in here, right? In these temperatures, just bedded out in this stuff. And there really isn't any structure to make a predator or something come from a certain direction. When we get on these islands, like in the background, the tips of them, they can sit on those tips, have shade from the trees and monitor anything coming down those tips. And the predator, which is mostly human, is going to come right down those islands at them. So they're used to that. It is blowing over this. I mean, if we had a tree that was close to this edge, we'd be okay. Because I think that's the bedding for bucks. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, yep, I think so too.
This stuff, what we're seeing in here is probably small stuff. I can see cedars back there and stuff too in the swamp.
Yeah.
You know, another island up there. I mean, that stuff could just be coming like this, heading towards the crops.
I wonder if we can get up far enough to make out, you know, where all these tracks are kind of concentrating into.
Well, let's just, right here in the sand, we can follow them to where they come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If they're right here, I mean, that tree right there wouldn't be bad. You could shoot into there, and you can shoot all of this. You just have to be high enough that you shoot over some of that brush and just wait for a hole. I don't think that's bad. So, best case scenario, they're standing out here in the sand. I don't think this is bad at all. There's a lot of deer coming out here. Here's a trail right here they're coming out on. See that? Pretty pretty heavy.
I'd be half tempted in that tree.
Yeah, kind of straight down.
They are coming out this way.
Yeah, they might be bedded right here, dude. But look at this traffic coming in and out of here. This has to be hunted. This has to be hunted. For sure. Look at these tracks, dude.
This is...
Yeah, and if you see there's no tracks over there, they're all coming out right here in this section. That would cover everything, but should be kind of like skylighted. But I think up there, you can get, I mean, it looks like you can get an arrow down into this stuff if you're just careful not to move. Like there's 2 branches up there. If you're on this inside one, you have to stand facing inward. You can blend into the middle of the tree. I don't think that's bad. The only 2 oak trees around are right here. And they do have some acorns on them.
What are these?
I don't know, that's some sort of growth or something. I don't know what that is.
Trees.
Yeah, I know. I did see some acorns though up there. Bur oak, it looked like.
It does kind of look like it should be an acorn, but...
Looks like acorn tree apples.
No cap on it? I know what Dan would do.
Try it. See what's in there. It's probably like a cancer.
I don't know what it is. There's no taste.
Deer poop. Over there standing here, and that's fresh.
Yeah.
See if it tastes like acorns.
I kind of doubt that that'll taste like acorns. Just my own personal opinion. We have an island straight out ahead of us, and that's a very long island that could carry a lot of bedding. And what we noticed was a little strip of brush in between that island, and it actually should funnel into what we have is another island right in front of us. And what we're going to do, I think, is wrap around the backside of this island and try to find a setup right in the middle of this island straight ahead of us. And there's no doubt we should see some heavy traffic coming through that funnel there.
Yeah. So we got onto this island. We're just walking on where Eric wants to hunt. And there's a heavy trail coming in here. And look at the historical rubs everywhere. Just giants way off in the background too. This whole area is rubbed up. Like they stage here before they bust cover. This is looking pretty good, Eric.
Look at this rough root end.
Look at that big bed, that's used. And that's giant, dude. Look how long that is.
Look at this heavy trail busting out of here.
Yep.
There's a heavy trail coming through here.
Yeah, everything kind of comes together here. That's why all these rubs are here. This might be the spot to hunt.
This might be the spot. I noticed a nice little opening in front of us. And we also have a good heavy trail right behind us. Probably working this tree line. And who knows, it could be bedding out that way. There probably is. My wind isn't great for that. But I don't want to eliminate this spot because everything over here looks so good. We have that historical sign behind us. There's a lot of deer that can still work their way from up this way. And we just don't know what the wind will do this evening. So I'm not going to write this off. I decided to pick this cedar tree straight behind this oak. And what that'll allow me to do is just get a nice shot into this opening where I think those deer are coming from. It's going to be a little poke shot, 10 yards maybe. But it also allows me to get a shot to this trail straight behind me.
I was feeling really good about this setup. All the tracks and stuff down in the mud. I get to this tree and I'm really, in the middle of a swamp. And look at this. Somebody has been here already and it's only the 5th day of the season. There's no sign of anybody in here too much. But there's a couple clipped branches on here. Little branches broken off. And I can tell somebody's been in this tree. And it is only day 5 of the season. And I'm literally pretty far back. That's interesting. I'm still going to give it a hunt. There's a lot of fresh tracks right here. And I'm out here. I can't go really any further or I'm going to blow Eric out of here.
So I just got into my spot. Got into my tree where I wanted to set up. And as I was coming in here, I'm probably 10 yards ahead of where we made it in here when we came out earlier. And I just bumped 2 doe bedded right in that little clump of trees there, and they took off blowing out this way. It's property is just loaded with deer. So that's exciting, but I don't like the bump stuff if I can help it.
Little marsh right inside the cornfield here, and this is where I saw that shooter buck come out last night. So what I'm going to try to do is set up right over there in that tall marsh grass. Man, I hope he comes out tonight. I really want to kill him.
Ricky, what's going on? How do you have bucks like that around you the whole evening and get out of there without taking a shot? But in Ricky's defense, he didn't feel he had a moral or ethical shot. There was always something blocking the vitals. The grass was too high. He just didn't feel comfortable taking those shots. But man, what a night. I hope you're enjoying the series. It's starting to get exciting now. Jacob's getting them bucks. Ricky's getting them bucks. A lot of close calls. I got the feeling somebody is going to kill something before this is over. Thanks for watching. We got at least one more show left.
I don't care if you're tired. Zero cares about you being tired. I hope you're tired. I hope you get a hangnail.
I ain't talking about being tired.
Yeah, you are. You whine about every time you come home from hunting. Or you fall asleep with your mouth hanging open. Doing the open mouth Jello knife head bob.